OB7 is not like other cobots. OB7 is a practical tool that your employees can actually use to boost their productivity. If you can set up a CNC machine, then you can easily use OB7 to run your jobs. Let me show you how it works. With OB7, there is no programming. Instead, you teach OB7 by physically showing it what to do, and to do this, you'll use the control handle. So grab the handle and push any of the 4 buttons to move the arm. Then to pick up and release parts, open and close the gripper using these buttons on top that look like you might see in an elevator door. Pick up the blank with the gripper. And now place the blank in the vise. OB7 controls the air vise, which is included in the CNC package. So once you've moved the arm out of the machine, then show OB7 how to push the start button. By now, OB7 has learned your job. To run it, press the run button on the tablet. So imagine OB7 in your shop, tirelessly loading and unloading CNC machines, working 24/7, nights, weekends, all without breaks. Your skilled machinists are now free to do higher value tasks like job setup, fixture design, and parts QC. Jobs are consistently and reliably completed on time. It's all now possible without the constant interruption and burnout of loading parts. With OB7, you'll be able to deliver parts in less time, giving you increased flexibility in scheduling. And by adding OB7, you'll double your output for your existing operator and for less than half the cost of adding a second shift. It's perfect, and this is how you get from this to this. Imagine OB7 running in your shop 24/7 lights out, with higher consistent quality, happier employees, and all while saving you a ton of money.
We return parts, small parts, all the way down from like 19 thousandths in diameter, all the way up to 2.5 inch now. And we produce about 2 million parts a month to our customers worldwide. And we wanted to find ways to keep our machines running 24 hours a day and generating more product while our lights were out. And having the robots here gives us that opportunity, and it frees up our employees. The 7th axis for us is key because we are using the OB7 to actually go in, grab parts, and move sideways with them and blow out the collets that we're actually using to hold our parts. We got to be able to have a quick turn radius on it because we also have to teach it to close the door and then double check that the door is closed, and then be able to pivot and go around and hit the start button, which is a complete 180 from where it was previously on the location. OB7 is going to help Swiss be more competitive in a few ways. It's going to allow us to be more efficient, and it's going to help us get products out the door in a quicker manner, which allows our machines to be able to produce other parts during a monthly process. And with it running 24/7, we're running lights out. And that means that with us not having to be here, OB7 is still making us money.
So we're a job shop. We do all kinds of work for medical, instrumentation. We don't do so much defense. So it's pretty much you don't really know what's going to come through the door at any point in time. So I was always interested in automation, but couldn't really picture it. And kind of the defining moment for me was that we had somebody sick, and we had a bunch of machines that are all set up for second operation, and there's just basically the full shop of machines just blinking idle. So at that point I decided, okay, we need to do something with this, because one or two people are sick, everything is just gonna come to a crawl. So that's when we decided to start looking at robotics. So I was very concerned about precision, because it's very difficult for the arm to precisely locate something in the fixture. I've seen systems that just sit around because there's only one person that knows how to use them. If that person ever leaves, that's the end of it. So I needed something that would be just somebody can walk up to it and it would just make sense. So as far as my decision to buy OB7 arms versus the other ones, the most critical thing for me was how user-friendly they are, specifically programming them, because that I figured if we get it, I'll be the only one that's really using it, and that's not useful for us. So when I looked at the productive robotics arm, probably the best thing that sold me is the user interface. And it really makes sense as you step through the blocks, and you can see what's going to happen. It just makes it so much easier. You just copy it and you just alter the pickup location, you will alter the drop-off location. Most of it is already there. It just makes it so much easier. Quickly, like within a day, somebody can write a program. My main thing is that this allows them to concentrate on inspection. So there's no point in somebody standing and opening and closing the door 100 or 1,000 times. Instead of that, they could be checking parts, making sure everything's coming out okay, and they're staying away from the coolant mist and so on. So I think it doesn't take somebody's job away. It just allows you to do more with what you have.
My name is Todd Acker. I'm the owner of True Precision Machining, established in 1998. Service high-tech industry. We're really focused on having the latest technology and keeping up to date with the manufacturing. OB7 gives us an advantage to let us run lights-out manufacturing on machines that weren't normally intended for that. In our industry, finding help's always been difficult. Finding good people and in our areas is extremely a challenge. Having the OB7 lets us concentrate our highly skilled employees on the parts that they need to address, and the robot can do the repetitive production work either during hours or off hours. Great to have more than one OB7, generate more income and more part productivity, helps you with your schedule, etc.
The OB7 itself will for sure definitely keep running all by itself non-stop as long as you keep feeding the tray that it picks up from. It's all kind of like, once you know the layout of the UI, then it's all very just drag and drop, place the robot where you want it, it does what you need it to do.
With this job, I would have to stand here for about 10 minutes at a time waiting for the part to finish and then loading it with OB7. It just saved us that much time. Like I said, now I'm available to go work on the next setup, and I have all the confidence in this. We've let it run overnight and we haven't had any issues so far.
This is a serious industrial tool. It saves us tremendous amounts of time and money, and it's very accurate. The OB7 doesn't require any special knowledge or programming. Most of it is a hands-on physical learning process. It's very easy, and any of our operators can do it. In the past, I've had to, every 15 minutes, come out to the machine and change a part, and by the time I get back to what I was doing before, now I have to think about what I'm doing again versus staying focused somewhere else and letting the OB7 do its thing.